If you have ever watched the Lord of the Rings movies, then you must definitely remember this amazing intro at the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, where Lady Galadriel narrates the prologue for the trilogy in her amazing ethereal voice.
It began with the forging of the great rings. 3 were given to the Elves, immortal, wisest, and fairest of all beings.
There in that prologue, we are given a first-hand shot at this amazing battle scene of the last alliance of elves and men marching against the armies of Mordor to fight against the Dark Lord Sauron and those ugly orcs. I mean, take a look at these guys. Those orcs were super ugly, but this battle scene is the part that made me want to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy in the first place and later read the books. Anyway, I was getting off track for a second there. But according to the books, that epic battle of the Last Alliance was far, far more monumental than anything that was shown in the movies. Wait, what? You must think I have gone totally bonkers. But hear me out for a second. While that last part of Battle of the Last Alliance did happen for real in the books like it is shown in the movies, but before that final battle could ever happen in the slopes of Mount Doom, as the Lady Galadriel said in the prologue of the movies, the Battle of the Last Alliance raged in for months outside Mordor. But cut her some slack. She is 12,000 plus years old, so it's only natural she get her memories muddled. So if it didn't start on the slopes of Mount Doom, then you may wonder, where did the actual battle between the Last Alliance and Sauron's forces started? Well, according to the books, the real battle of the Last Alliance actually started outside of Mordor. Don't trust me? But I can prove it to you. Here, take a close look at this map of Middle-earth from the Red Book of Westmarch. There in that map, if you move your eyes in the southeast direction from Emu and Mule there, you will see the dead marshes marked on the map. Just above the dead marshes, there you will see a small notation called Dagorlad, the battle plains. This is where the actual battle of the Last Alliance start, according to the books. See this passage from the Lord of the Rings Two Towers book, where Gollum talks about the dead marshes to Frodo and Sam. Yes, yes, said Gollum. All dead, all rotten. Elves and men and orcs. The dead marshes. There was a great battle long ago, yes, so they told him when Smeagol was young, when I was young before the Precious came. It was a great battle. Tall men with long swords, and terrible elves, and orcs shrieking. They fought on the plain for days and months at the Black Gates. But the marshes have grown since then, swallowed up the graves. Always creeping, creeping. There you may ask why it is such a big deal. The movie did an amazing job portraying the battle. While that is true, the movies indeed did an amazing job portraying that epic battle, but no amount of cinematics can showcase a battle running for months and months on end. But this detail, that could not be showcased in the movies, is immensely important to understand why Isildur chose not to destroy the One Ring and keep it for his own. Have a look at this scene from the Fellowship of the Ring movie, where Elrond recalls taking Isildur to Mount Doom after the vanquish of Sauron at the end of the Second Age, and asking him to cast the ring into the fire to destroy it.
Destroy it! No. Isildur!
You might have gleaned what happened from Elrond's uncharacteristic yelling. Isildur took the ring and kept it for his own, refusing to destroy it. So according to the viewpoint of the movies, Isildur was so weak that he couldn't resist the power of the One Ring.
I feel so weak, so weak.
But is this the real case? Was Isildur so weak that he was consumed by the ring's power so quickly? But before you make your hasty conclusions, let's just first hear what Elrond recall about the Battle of the Last Alliance from the Fellowship of the Ring book. I was the herald of Gil-galad and marched with his host. I was at the Battle of Dagorlad before the Black Gate of Mordor, where we had the mastery. For the spear of Gil-galad and the sword of Elendil, Aeglos, and Narsil, none could withstand. I beheld the last combat on the slopes of Aradruin, where Gil-galad died, and Elendil fell, and Narsil broke beneath him. But Sauron himself was overthrown, and Isildur cut the ring from his hand with the hilt shard of his father's sword, and took it for his own. At this the stranger, Boromir, broke in. So that is what became of the ring, he cried. If ever such a tale was told in the South, it has long been forgotten. I have heard of the great ring of him that we do not name, but we believe that it perished from the world in the ruin of his first realm. Isildur took it. That is tidings indeed. Alas! Yes, said Elrond. Isildur took it, as should not have been. It should have been cast then into Orodruin's fire nigh at hand where it was made. But few marked what Isildur did. He alone stood by his father in that last mortal contest, and by Gil-galad only certain stood and I. But Isildur would not listen to our counsel. This I will have as Wergild for my father, and my brother, he said. And therefore whether we would or no, he took it to treasure it. But soon he was betrayed by it to his death, and so it is named in the north Isildur's bane. Yet death maybe was better than what else might have befallen him. So in the books, we find that although the Rings of Power has much greater influence on men, there are other factors that determine how susceptible a person is to fall under the power of the ring. And let's admit it, the elves in the movies are super racist. Want some examples? Then take a listen to this.
9 rings were gifted to the race of men, who above all else desire power.
And there is more from her if you want to hear it.
But the hearts of men are easily corrupted.
And this is from Lord Elrond himself.
Men are weak.
You think we don't know your secret half-elf man, Elrond? You should be ashamed of yourself to insult the human side of your family. Your brother Elros must be turning in his grave. Yes, folks, Lord Elrond is only a half-elf, and he had a brother called Elros who chose to become mortal like his daughter Arwen. Elros was the first king of Numenor, so Elrond had no right to say nasty racist stuff like that about men. And I don't think men were weak and easily corrupted by the power of the ring, because if that was true, then Aragorn would have been the first person to succumb to the power of the ring, being Isildur's heir. Not to mention that he could have easily taken the ring from Frodo while they were at Bree, if that was the case. But Aragorn never even thought to take the ring from Frodo. And even when Frodo asked Aragorn later to take the ring himself, Aragorn refused to take the ring. And Boromir too had a very good reason for wanting the ring. He greatly desired it, not for his own glory, but because he dearly wanted to save his city from falling. And for Isildur's case, I would only say this. Yes, he succumbed to the power of the ring, but no one mentioned how grief-stricken he was seeing both his father and brother die in battle, in front of his own eyes. So I think the ring was able to manipulate and corrupt Isildur very fast due to only Isildur's grief, not because men were easy prey for power and are easily corrupted by it. From the evidence that I showed you, we can easily conclude that men being weak and easily corrupted is just elvish propaganda. So friends, we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and please let me know in the comments about what you think about this. Were men really weak and easily corrupted by the ring, or was it just circumstance that made them fall for it? Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you with another video. Until then, take care.